And I am back here, and like I said, I'm Wacko Bob. I'm here doing another video here by request because of people who did see my weight loss and seeing what I've done to lose the weight. And I did get a very specific request to talk about my weight loss, and not just that, about weight loss programs. And of course, I'm definitely under 200 pounds now. I've lost 110 pounds, and it's feeling good. I am 189, not bad from someone who was only 1/2 pound shy of 200. And it feels good. It feels good to lose the weight. It definitely does. I was hoping to talk to someone here today, but haven't been able to get in touch with them. Even messengers are crazy and whatnot. I'll explain that story about that one later. Nothing wrong with her. Just the messenger system on a cell phone is just crazy. Something else to get into. But like I said, I lost some weight. I am down in pant size. I at one point was wearing a size 46, and that was starting to get tight on me. And I got on this weight loss journey about 10 months ago. And long story short, for those that don't know who have seen my video, and I made a lot of friends with this one. Not a lot of people saw the video, but where I put on a large shirt for the first time after fitting in double X's. This is actually an extra large shirt, so it is actually a little bit big on me, but I do like shirts that are a little bit bigger on me too, and I'm hoping that eventually large t-shirts will be doing that real soon too. And of course, people saw my excitement. But to get into it, I went from a size 46. I'm now a size 38, really almost ready for a size 36. I want to be a size 34. My goal is to be 180 pounds. I'm about 9 pounds away. I need to get more on an exercise program, and I'm going to talk with my longtime friend who I've known ever since I was 16 years old, who is a coach on the Beachbody workout. As soon as things get together, a little more money-wise, I'm going to really have her help me out in my program. Long story short there, if people remember, her name is Amy. Her older sister Melinda and I had a relationship way back when I was in high school, and hi Melinda. But it's just one of those things. Really getting healthy, really feeling better. This is probably the next thing I need to give up, which is going to be part of what moves me more to the exercise program, because I do want to take that next level. Because of course, what are you going to do if you replace smoking? You're going to replace it with eating, especially bad foods again, and I don't want to do that. So I am going to get with that, and get more into a workout program where that goes. But the specific question they had for me, and a couple people asked me, what do I think of some of these TV shows, some of these reality shows that deal in weight loss? There have been a lot of shows. Some of them got canceled. Some of them weren't as popular as others. I have seen all the shows. Especially My 600-Pound Life, and what that does. That one has more to do with medical and surgeries and whatnot, and skin removal and whatnot. I really haven't seen a real workout come out where that goes. But it is, and it is what it is. And people are asking me, what do I think of some of these? Now, I've worked with a lot of people that are physical trainers when it comes to my network and whatnot. I've interviewed a lot of them. One of them, who a lot of people knew, is Ron Paul girl, Brooke Baida. She has things like Birth Moms and whatnot, and really running with that. But she herself does physical training herself too, and like I said, she has a story in itself too. Which we did get to talk about a little bit, and we really had a lot of fun with that one. But I've talked to a lot of these people where some of these programs go, some of these reality shows go. Biggest Loser, probably the most popular, but a lot of issues have come out of a lot of these shows. The only one I'm really not going to put the pressure on would probably be Extreme Weight Loss. with Chris and Heidi Powell, and I kind of wish they were still together, doing their show. It broke my heart to see that they canceled that, especially with Heidi getting more into it. And I really think that they really did push for good health. They didn't force a program to cut calories or anything like that. It was just them doing it on their own, really making things work. Where Biggest Loser, producers were making things happen more in an extreme way just to see results. You can only have so much in calories. You got to train this much. And there's been a lot of things said about The Biggest Loser, where that goes. Now, NBC really hasn't exposed anything. A lot of other people said that it's happened there. A lot of people that were on the show. I know Jillian Michaels really has come out and said some of the things. And of course, we saw the woman who lost was like really just a couple of points away from 60% of her own body fat, to where she was 105 pounds after being 250 something pounds, 254, I think. I think she was like 1 pound away from 60% of her body fat loss. And everyone saw the pictures of her. Her body looked sickly. Then a picture came out of her later. She put back on 20 pounds and is basically keeping her weight more at that. And I hope she's healthy, because I know that some of the contestants on Biggest Loser did pass away. And it's just, if you guys can do it without going on Biggest Loser, and I don't want to knock The Biggest Loser. Biggest Loser has done a lot of good in a lot of people's lives. I just want to say that if you can do it without these programs, go for it and do it right. The one thing I have to say about extreme weight loss is the skin removal surgery. You know, a lot of people, if you lose the weight in the right way, you really wouldn't need skin removal surgery at all. You really wouldn't. So, I don't really want. I don't want to really knock that one. Other shows like My 600 Pound Life, you do see that they do need skin removal surgery after getting stuff like gastric bypass surgery and whatnot, and just having those things go on just to basically save your life. And you also have to worry about dieting at the same time. That one's a very, very crucial one that just simply involves a medical doctor. The show that I like, because they don't take things too far to extreme, is, and I hope they have not mentioned this show being canceled, and it just deals with 5 contestants, and I hope they deal with more and just have more of the trainers around and just really change up the way that's done, because some of those diet plans are very good, and I just think there needs to be something done more to work out where it's all going to come from as far as it goes. My diet's better than yours is what it's called, and I like that. I like the trainers. I like their plans, especially the wild diet, which was my favorite to see there. The science diet, which ultimately won, was great. And, it's just, they got these certain things, and they got these trainers, and they're all good trainers, and they could change trainers at any time. They got the mother's diet. It's just, and to have all these trainers, and I think you ought to use all of them and have more contestants and just have it go straight through. Because you don't look at extreme weight loss there. I think the most body fat someone lost on that one was maybe, I think who was the winner, I think was maybe 30%. And it didn't go too far to an extreme. Biggest Loser is a competition where people are competing with each other and getting eliminated. And just to keep them motivated, you have an at-home prize, which is less than the grand prize of the winner that stays on the Biggest Loser ranch. And I don't want to knock it, but especially after what we got to see with season 13 of The Biggest Loser, which I did a radio show on, where Conda Britt goes and her brother Jeremy, and someone who I'm glad I never talked to in wrestling, Desire, who was Kim, because she really turned me off something fierce. But when you got stuff like that going on, it's hard to get motivated. Biggest Loser, the one thing I have to say, there's a passion that goes into it. And that season, when you had to see that with the toxic toxicness that Conda had and the influence she had, which was very toxic, made that show very hard to recover from because a lot of viewers were not getting into that. And Conda was about winning the prize. Her brother wound up winning it, but her brother was such a doormat to her that I think a lot of the passion was really gone, really left with that show. That especially that particular season, and not just her and Kim and Conda's brother Jeremy, but also with others too. The two preachers that really just showed. I wonder how they could even be Christian preachers, but that's another story. The cop out that went on, which I knew was almost a setup, because who stayed? Conda and Jeremy. I mean, I don't want to say they'd never earned it, and it was great. And yes, it is great that they lost the weight, but they could have been. There could have been more of a fairness to it, especially when you're throwing. Especially when you're throwing something. And who's leading it but Conda Britt. But see, that's not the point here. The point is, if you could do it without trying to win prizes and trying to compete like that, you're better off. You're better off just doing it for yourself. My conscience started to get the better of me, and it stressed me out. I lost some hair along with some weight because the way it was stressing me out. I fell in love with someone and just realized and looked at myself and said, I need to get better in my life. And whether I get the girl or not is not the point. The point is, I'm a lot healthier. I'm eating better. I've thrown a lot of stuff out of my life. I was a type 2 diabetic. I'm really ready, and I haven't been taking my high blood pressure pills or my diabetes pills, and I haven't had the trouble that I've had. And I'm still going to go and see a doctor after I've gone with a year of weight loss, and I'm down to 180. If they say you're not a diabetic anymore, that's great. If they say your blood pressure is more reasonable and all you got to do is give this up, that's going to be great too, because that's going to be the next step in my life, no matter what. I didn't do this for the person I fell in love with. I didn't do this for anything else. Does that have a lot to do with it? Yeah, but in the end, the one thing I've learned is I've done this for me. I've done this for me. I give her all the credit in the world, regardless of whether or not we do. Between her and everything, it gives me hope. But I did it for me, and that's more where the goal needs to be. I did it on my own. If you could do it on your own, get your own personal trainer, get your finance, not try to help for the sake of the spectacle of a reality show. I'm all for it. But, do things to change your eating habits. Do things to change your program. Even if you don't drive everywhere, give yourself time to walk somewhere. Those are the type of things that are really going to help you out. And I really got to say it. Those are the things that really work for you. And with that being said, that's all I'll say. My sister Jen, she had a time where she was starting to put on weight, but then she started working out herself and doing her own aerobics, and she stays 126 pounds all the time. And Jen is someone bound and determined with a lot of heart, both physically and mentally. And if you knew my sister Jen, you'd know what she's all about. So there you go. That's my recommendation to you. Give yourself the time. Give yourself the time to put in the effort. Because the effort, believe it or not, is always going to be worth it in the end. And that's the best you're going to hear out of me. The efforts are endless with what you could do. So go for it. Go for broke. I mean, if you can do it on your own, it's great. I'm not going to knock anyone who tries to get on The Biggest Loser, but what if they don't choose you? You're going to wait till next year to try again? No, it means the time to act is now. You did the first step that way, and if you didn't get picked, find the best way to do it. You don't need extreme weight loss. You don't need my 600-pound life. You don't need my diet's better than yours. You don't need any of that. Do it for yourself. You know, I mean, you don't need to be a spectacle. You don't. It doesn't need to be about winning money. It needs be about winning back your life, and that's what this is all about. That's in the end what it was about for me, and I'm happy to say I'm 110 pounds lighter. Amy, I know you would agree with me on this one. Jen, I know you would agree. Andrea, I know you would agree. Valentina, I know you would agree. You know, I mean, you know, things in life happen for a reason. And if anything that comes out of my life is that I get my health, it's great. It's great. Do I want the girl? Yes, I do. Obviously, I do. But you know, at the same time, having your life and having good health has to be the most important thing. And I'm steps closer to it. I'm happy to say that it's all good. And that's all I'm going to say. I'm babbling now, so that's it. And to the people who sent me this, about 3 people did. I hope you enjoy this one. I hope you enjoy this what I have to say here, and just enjoy it. Don't forget to check out my show, Wacko in the Morning, on my network, the Wacko Radio Network, where we can be heard on Mixlr, and not just that, we're also on Mixcloud. We're getting ready to go on SoundCloud. Of course, we're already on TuneIn Radio, so check us out. It's not just my show there, Wacko in the Morning, every Monday through Friday from 8 to 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it's a good time, and lots of good stuff. We got several different sports shows. We got a sci-fi comic show, which is primarily dedicated to Star Wars. We also got Kat Vecchione getting ready to come back with her entertainment show. We got an old-time radio show hosted by Chuck Skull, who a lot of people know from Roller Games or Roller Derby, as manager of the Outlaws and the Violators. So we got a lot of shows. We have a wrestling show now, Michael Porter's Wrestle Shoot, brought in by my business partner Mike Summers, and of course Roller Shoot as well too, where you get to see Wacko Bob, the heel, the bad guy, the star of the show. Either way, it's all good, and hope everyone loves what I've done here, and like I said, if you're attempting to lose weight, keep finding it. You will find the way. You will find the way to better health. It's in you to find it. Some people can direct you, but you got to know it's right for you, and only you're going to know what's best for you. Only you're going to know what you're capable of. And that's all I'll say there. Thank you for listening.